Welcome to the Transformation Zone podcast, hosted by Dossou, founder of Salesforce Catalyst. Prepare for a journey into personal growth and business evolution. Discover inspiring stories and strategies to break free from fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem.
Hi there, welcome ladies and gentlemen to a brand new talk. My name is Dossou. You know how we do it. Well, today we want to talk about another burning topic. A topic that we seem to downplay, yet it is eating a lot of the young people in nowadays society, and that is the lack of motivation. Did you know that in 2021, a survey conducted by the University of Oxford revealed that 895 people out of 1,000 between the age of 27 and 50 have attested to struggling with motivation in their personal and professional lives. It is even more ironic to know that out of those 895 people, only 10% of them said they will spend money to hire a motivational coach to work with them. But they could definitely use an extra source of lasting motivation, or let alone use that money to drink or dig themselves into nicotine or even sexual fantasies. Well, I'm not here to play politics. So in today's podcast, what we want to do is we want to uncover the reasons of why people lack motivation. And why is motivation definitely much needed at any level of life? Whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are a family man, whether you are a student or an artist, everybody needs motivation. Then if you lack it, then how can one overcome the lack of motivation so they can hone what I call an unbreakable will? Benjamin Disraeli had to say that nothing can withstand the power of the human will if such will is embedded in an ocean of motivation. So before I talk about this concept of lack of motivation, let me study a little bit, okay? Let me uncover the origins of what we call as the etymology of the word motivation. You see, understanding the etymology of the word motivation provides you and I with valuable insight into the concept of drive and determination. The word motivation is derived from the Latin word motivus, M-O-T-I-V-U-S, which means to move or to set in motion. This origin of the word underscores the fundamental idea that motivation is your inner drive or impulse that propels you to take action, pursue goals, and achieve desired outcomes. The understanding of the etymology of motivation highlights its intrinsic connection to movement, progress, and change in your behavior. In other words, the more action you take, you get feedback. The more feedback you get more motivated. The more you grow, the more you get motivated. So at your core, motivation reflects a fundamental human need for purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. Psychologists and researchers have long recognized the importance of motivation in shaping the human's behavior, cognition, and emotions. Look, we've got to come to peace with the fact that motivation serves as a powerful force that influences how you set goals, how you make decisions, and how you decide or not to remain persistent in the face of challenges. Now, you can be driven by intrinsic factors such as your personal values and interests, or it can be extrinsic factors like rewards, recognitions, family, girlfriend, money, you name it. But that, although all these things, they can never take away from the fact that motivation plays a crucial role in guiding our actions and shaping our experiences, especially when we want to grow and be successful. I love the quote of Winston Churchill that says that success is walking from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm. Now, I want to dive a little bit more about the scientific part of things when it comes to motivation. From a scientific perspective, motivation is this complex psychological process that involves a combination of cognitive, emotional, and physiological factors. The formation of motivation in your mind is influenced by various internal and external stimuli, including biological drives, environmental cues, past experiences, and social influences. So the brain then develops this reward system, which involves neurotransmitters like dopamine that plays a key role in regulating your motivation and reinforcing behaviors associated with pleasure and positive outcomes. For example, when I want to think at my best or when I want to feel highly motivated, I go for a run or I go hit either the gym. I don't really go for the gym, but I go mostly to Muay Thai to do combat, or at least play with the punching bag. Why? Because when my dopamine rises, then I'm able to feel the rush and get motivated. With that motivation, I'm able to ride on that for a while. So, when you experience a lack of motivation, it means that your inner drive or impulse to take action, pursue goals, or achieve desired outcomes has diminished. In some cases, is totally absent. So this lack of motivation can have significant consequences on your behavior, on your achievement, on your emotions, on your overall well-being, and even more on your environment. So when you lack motivation, you of course struggle to set goals, to make the right decisions, or persist in your pursuit of goals. And this can lead to feelings of apathy, disinterest, and purposelessness, hindering then your ability to move forward and make progress in various areas of your life. Just as motivation serves as a powerful force that propels you to take action and achieve your goals, the reverse of the coin, a lack of motivation, can result in stagnation, procrastination, a sense of being stuck in the rut, and to the worst of the worst, can also lead to suicide. Yeah. Let me paint a picture for you. One thing that drives the human being is progress. So, do you remember how you feel or how you felt when you've failed at something? So the more you fail, the more demotivated you feel. Now, it takes a certain type of people to actually get more excited. The more they feel like me, like the more I'm feeling, the more excited, the more pumped I get. Why? Because I believe in this quote that I learned years ago in sales. It says that every no that you get gets you closer to your next yes, right? But the fact of the matter is, normal people, when they lack motivation, they are unable to take actions that can lead them to progress, and consequently, they fall into this vicious circle where they keep falling behind. Hence, depression. Hence, they get stuck in a rut. So, how does this lack motivation? How does it show? Like, how do we really understand it through a story, through a life story? Now, I want to tell you the story of a historical figure whose story exemplifies the consequences of a lack of motivation. And that historical figure is King John of England. Now, King John ruled the kingdom from 1199 to 1216 and is often remembered for his weak leadership, lack of motivation, and inability to inspire loyalty among his subjects. His reign was marked by a series of military defeat, political turmoil, and a general sense of malaise, a general sense of uncomfort and disgruntlement and extreme unhappiness that stemmed from his lack of initiative and commitment to the responsibilities of kingship. King John's lack of motivation to govern effectively and his tendency to prioritize his futile personal interest over the welfare of his kingdom had far-reaching consequences. He was known for his capricious behavior, frequent absences from the court, and a general disinterest in the affairs of the state. So this lack of engagement and motivation from the king to address the pressing issues facing England, such as conflict with the barons, financial mismanagement, and disputes with the church, created a climate of instability and discontent within the realm of the kingdom. King John's failure to inspire confidence and loyalty among his barons and subjects exacerbated existing tensions and led to a series of rebellions against his rule. The most notable of these revolts was the Baronial Revolt of 1215, which culminated in the stealing of Magna Carta, a seminal document that limited the powers of the king and established certain rights and liberties for the barons and freemen of England. Despite initially agreeing to the terms of the Magna Carta, King John's lack of motivation to uphold its provisions and his continued disregard for the grievances of his subjects reignited conflict once again and resistance in his kingdom. So his inability to demonstrate genuine commitment to the principles of good governance, justice, and accountability further alienated key factions within the realm and eroded his authority. In 1216, during a renewed conflict with the barons and the French invasion of England, King John fell ill and died, leaving behind a legacy of failed leadership and a kingdom in disarray. His lack of motivation to govern with purpose, integrity, and dedication ultimately contributed to his own downfall and the destabilization of the English monarchy. Now, one thing with the story is that in the book written by T.D. Jakes that, the title is about Don't Drop the Mic. It talks about perspectives and different stories. Okay. Now, what I've just shared with you now is a perspective, but there's another perspective of the story that came from the physician of the King John that said that King John, because of his original lack of motivation and his continuous failures, that led him into deep depression. Hence, he couldn't climb out of the depression to actually perform his kingship duties. Right. So, what do we then get from this King John story? So, King John's story vividly illustrates the profound impact that a lack of motivation can have on leadership, governance, and the well-being of a society. Now, first on his person, right? First on him, because he ended up dying, and before dying, he went through a lot of attacks, a lot of rebellion, stress, depression, you name it. So his reign was attacked from all sides. So, by examining the consequences of King John's lack of motivation, we can then appreciate the critical importance of maintaining a sense of purpose, dedication, and drive in all aspects of our lives. Let me elaborate. Firstly, a lack of motivation can result in missed opportunities for growth, progress, and positive change. When you lack the drive to pursue your goals and fulfill your responsibilities, you risk stagnation and complacency, just like King John. Just like King John's indifference to the affairs of state hindered the advancement of his kingdom, your own lack of motivation in your personal and professional life can prevent you from realizing your full potential and making meaningful contributions to your people. Secondly, a lack of motivation can lead to a sense of disconnection and alienation from others. When you fail to engage with your work, relationships, or larger societal issues, you may struggle to build meaningful connections and foster a sense of belonging. King John's failure to inspire loyalty and confidence among his subjects highlights the isolating effect of apathy and disinterest in leadership. Similarly, in your own life, a lack of motivation can hinder your ability to connect with others, collaborate effectively, and contribute positively to your community. Furthermore, a lack of motivation can have detrimental effect on your mental and emotional well-being. When you lack a sense of purpose, drive, or passion for your pursuit, you may experience feelings of emptiness, disillusionment, and dissatisfaction. Just as King John's reign of indifference led to unrest and turmoil within his kingdom, your lack of motivation can contribute to you having the feelings of frustration, anxiety, and despair. So, cultivating a sense of motivation and purpose can definitely help you maintain a positive outlook, navigate challenges with resilience, and foster a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. In light of these lessons gleaned from King John's story, it becomes extremely clear why it is then crucial for you and I to strive to maintain motivation and a sense of purpose, even in the face of life challenges and setbacks. You know my story, all the way from Togo, having slept on the street, having spent 2, 3, 4 days with no food, with no place to call my home, having been victim of racism, having been kidnapped. Listen, I know my fair share of life challenges, but holding on to hope, holding on to motivation, believing that your life is set for success and not for failure. Like Ogmandino says, that failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. But I'm here to tell you today that failure will never overtake you if your motivation is not lacking. My name is Stephen Dossou. Remember, you can be great, and I will see you on top. Don't forget to give us a touch. Give us a touch, give us a shout. Okay, send us an audio if you hear this podcast, or even better, go to www.salesforce.co and get in touch with us to get a free coaching session. See you on the inside. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Transformation Zone podcast. If you're ready to propel your business and life to new heights, visit our website at www.salesforce.co. Connect with us for personalized transformation strategies. Until next time, embrace the journey and sail confidently toward your success.